we're still going to be spending quite a bit of time in here. But not to worry because there's plenty of trainers for me to fight in here. Now, last video, I was talking a little bit about Murkrow's base speed, but at the same time, I wasn't too sure about what I said, so I looked up online to see what its base speed stat really is, and apparently it's 90. Okay, I have to say that's pretty decent. So I think what happened was I mixed up both Murkrow's and Hanskrow's speed stats, since Hansgrohe has the lower speed stats. So apparently its speed stat is 70. Pretty unusual for a flying type. So yeah, because of that, I really thought that Murkrow didn't have a really huge speed stats. I mean, I don't really see ravens in real life, but if I did, then I guess they're kind of big creatures. Well, not human size, let's be real here. But yeah, if they are big creatures, then I guess maybe their flying speed isn't so hot, which is the reason why stuff like Hauntscrow and even Corviknight have their respective speed stats. But then again, I could be wrong about this because, hey, I'm no biologist, you know? So yeah, it's confirmed. Murkrow has the better speed stat, and when it evolves to Hauntscrow, its speed stat drops. Okay, I know I'm going to be dealing with that, but depending on what I'm going to be facing with Hauntscrow once I eventually evolve Murkrow, hopefully it won't matter all that much. Okay, moving on to something else. So recently I picked up Legends Arceus because I wanted to get off my lazy ass and capture Arceus. And holy shit, that thing gave me a run for my money. So yeah, I had to use every reflex possible in order to capture it. I'll tell you one thing, it wasn't easy, that's for sure, because yeah, I kept getting defeated by that thing so many times. Oh yes, I'm gonna stop my story for a second because I just want to mention one thing. In this game, and in this game only, Volbeat I believe is Bug Electric, and Illumise is Bug Fairy. However, in another fan-made game by Drano, I'm pretty sure Illumise is also Bug Electric. I could be wrong about this because I've never really used these Pokemon in my life because they just flat out suck. So, yeah, if I am wrong about this, then, yeah, don't quote me on it. Okay, so back to my story. So yeah, I had to use every reflex possible in order to weaken Arceus, and yeah, it was just completely driving me mad. I think I spent like 1 hour trying to capture Arceus, and when I weakened it enough, I had to fight it with my respective Pokemon, and of course that wasn't easy either because, well, when I send out a starter Pokemon, then Arceus changes into the typing that beats the current Pokemon that it's facing. For instance, if I send out my Cresselia, then Arceus is going to change into a Dark type. Oh, Ferret gets scrappy in this game? Okay, I didn't know about that since, well, I haven't used Ferret in quite a while, so yeah, naturally, I didn't know about this. Okay, despite the fact that Ferret just used Follow Me, Razor Leaf is still going to hit both it and Linu. Yeah, that's what I love about Razor Leaf. Despite the fact that it used Follow Me, I can still hit both Pokemon at the same time. Okay, so yeah, Arceus changing into a certain typing that beats the current Pokemon that it's facing, yeah, that is really unfair. But I guess maybe Cresselia held its own because thanks to, I think the move was called Lunar Blessing, not only did I get my HP back, but it was also obscured for a time since when you're obscured, then opposing hits will, uh, it, occasionally it will miss most of the time. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Sorry about that. But unfortunately, that can only help me out for so long. So yeah, Arceus did manage to get a hit on me, and yeah, it did take down my Cresselia. So I sent out Hisuian Lilligant, and guess what happened? Arceus changed into a flying type, and actually it killed me in one hit because I believe Judgment, yeah, Judgment is a flying type because Arceus turned himself into a flying type. So yeah, looks like Arceus is pretty tricky to fight in Legends Arceus. No surprise because, well, obviously that game is all about Arceus itself. As for the other bulky Pokemon that I had, I think I had Regigigas as well. Yeah, Regigigas' stats, it can only help it for so long. So yeah, I spent an hour trying to fight Arceus because, yeah, trying to dodge all of its attacks is not easy, I can tell you that much. I'm not really sure how it works out for other people. Maybe I'm not really good when it comes to reflexes, but I can imagine that other people kind of struggled when fighting Arceus or any of the noble Pokemon in that game. Well, for me in the noble Pokemon, well, as for Cleavor, well, I didn't die to Cleavor, but I was on the verge of dying, but no, I didn't go down to Cleavor. So yeah, I managed to successfully get past Cleavor, but as for the other noble Pokemon, yeah, it took me quite a few tries to take them down. As well as certain legendaries, because, yeah, encountering them and fighting them is no easy task. So yeah, in the end, I managed to capture Arceus, and yeah, I almost drove myself mad trying to capture that thing because, yeah, as I said, it took me 1 hour to catch that damn thing. But the fun wasn't over quite yet, because after I caught Arceus and Legends Arceus, I moved on to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl because, well, once you complete all the missions in Legends Arceus, the Azure Food is going to appear in your room in Twin Leaf Town, and once you pick that up, you're free to go to Spear Pillar and build the Azure Flute, so that way you can fight Arceus at the Spear Pillar. So how did it go? Well, yeah, actually, it took quite a bit of time. Well, my first attempts, for some reason, Arceus just wasn't being cooperative and going inside my Dusk Ball. Rest assured, it was nighttime, so yeah, Dusk Balls work at nighttime. Yeah, obviously you should know that. Despite the fact that the background was different, but still, Dusk Balls will work best at night. So yeah, I was really running low on Dusk Balls. Sorry about that. So unfortunately, I had to reset. So my second attempt, well, I managed to capture Arceus with no problems at all. But of course, comparing to that one time where I unintentionally caught Darkrai with a netball, yeah, that was still pretty crazy that something like that happened. That was because my controllers weren't being cooperative. So yeah, that's why what happened that time happened. Also, seeing the background when I was fighting Arceus, I have to say that's one of the best graphics that I ever saw in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Well, if they make another game like that again somewhere down the road, then I guess maybe I could be looking forward to it. Well, as for other people, I guess they'll be excited too, since, well, I'm not really sure about their experience, but for me, well, maybe I could still use a little bit of work when it comes to working on my reflexes because, yeah, capturing and defeating certain Pokemon, yeah, it's no easy task. Especially if that Pokemon has the potential to kill you. Okay, now last video I was talking about Paradox Suicune and Virizion possibly being revealed. Apparently I did see a screenshot before I made this video, and I have to say, I guess they look pretty cool. So what they look like, well, it goes like this. It looks to me like the legendary beasts have been fused into one Pokemon. Okay, I see Suicune's, I'm not really sure what to call it, but it's that thing that it has on its forehead. And also other quantities that I saw, I believe it had quantities of both Raikou and Entei, so yeah, it looks to me like Entei, Raikou, and Suicune have been fused into one Pokemon. Gee, I thought this was Pokemon, not Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, and as for Virizion, well, same thing. So yeah, the Musketeer Trio have been fused into one Pokemon. I see that Paradox Virizion has Terrakion's horns. Oh yeah, yes, Terrakion's horns, because Cobalion's horns, it's a little bit different. Well, of course, I didn't really see the full screenshot of those Paradox Pokemon, so yeah, I'm just telling you what I saw. So if the DLC ends up being true, then yeah, hopefully we get to see firsthand what those Paradox Pokemon look like, because, well, if I saw was true, then yeah, I guess maybe I might potentially use them because, yeah, they look pretty cool. But once again, everything is just rumors, so yeah, we don't know anything about whether or not there's going to be a DLC version yet. Okay, so back to the game for a second. I'm really glad that I haven't encountered any shiny Pokemon here yet because, I'll tell you one thing. From previous playthroughs, I did encounter a shiny Pokemon in here while I was accompanying Mira through this place, and yeah, as you can imagine, the results weren't very good. Well, the first incident, well, that was on me because, well, yeah, I was trying to get out of here, and I didn't realize that I encountered a shiny Pokemon, and unfortunately, I took that thing down. I believe it was a shiny Gibble. And the next incident, well, I was trying to capture that Pokemon. I don't quite recall what that shiny Pokemon was. So, unfortunately, I had to resort to killing Mira's Pokemon in hopes of capturing it because the game's AI doesn't know that they're trying to capture a Pokemon when you're accompanying somebody through a certain place. So yeah, I killed off Mira's Kadabra and Haunter, but since Porygon 2 is a pretty bulky Pokemon, I couldn't kill it in one hit. And unfortunately, Porygon 2 took down that shiny Pokemon that I was trying to capture. Yeah, once again, I don't remember what that shiny Pokemon was, but it was a huge shame that I couldn't capture it. I sort of wish that Drano would make it so that way, if you were to encounter a shiny Pokemon when you're accompanying someone, maybe that person won't kill the shiny Pokemon since, well, it's pretty rare that you run into those things, obviously, so yeah, I wish that maybe something like that would happen in this game, but unfortunately, that's not the case. So, yeah, I'm doing good so far. Hopefully, I don't encounter any shiny Pokemon here while I'm accompanying someone because odds are I won't be able to capture them. Okay, so back to the Paradox Pokemon for a second. So as for Paradox Virizion, I'm trying to think of a very suitable name for it, but uh, I may have one, but I'm not really sure if the name would probably suit it. I mean, this is just me making up a name for it. It's not going to be confirmed in any sort of way. Let's see. What could be a perfect name for it? I want to say something involving swords and horns. I mean, yeah, I did say that Paradox Virizion looks like it had Terrakion's horns. And at the same time, all three of them are called the Swords of Justice, so yeah, I guess maybe that could be a very fitting name for them. Swordhorn, I guess. Maybe that could be a good name for it. Oh, Giga Drain. Torterra is more of a physical attacker, so I'm going to pass on Giga Drain. I mean, if I was younger, then I would probably give Torterra Giga Drain since, yeah, it is a move that involves healing, but currently, I know that Torterra's special attack stat is not very good, so yeah, I'm not going to give Torterra Giga Drain. I think Leech Seed is better for me. Okay, here we have the TM for Double Team. Okay, after fighting those two trainers, I believe there's only two more trainers in here, and then I'll be home free of this place. But I'm not out of the woods yet because there's still the other area of Wayward Cave to check out. But it looks to me like I won't be getting to that area in this video. Okay, I'm not really sure how long it's going to take for me to get to the last two trainers in this place, but if it's going to take too long, then I guess I'll save those last two trainers for next video. Okay, it's really annoying how these Sableyes use Detect, since, well, everybody hates that move, so yeah, actually, I tend to get annoyed when certain Pokemon use that move. So yeah, I guess the name I gave Paradox Virizion, I guess that could be a very good name for it, Swordhorn. Although, maybe I could have came up with something better. But the question is, I'm not really sure what that is. But as for Paradox Suicune, well, just like the last video, yeah, I'm not really sure what name I could give it. I mean, I did say that Suicune, Raikou, and Entei were fused together, so yeah, naturally, I can't really come up with a name that would suit Paradox Suicune. I mean, if they do eventually come out, then maybe I could probably try to give it my own personal name, but whatever that name is, I don't think it's going to be any good. I mean, yeah, if I was going to come up with names that maybe I would work for Game Freak or something, but that's not going to be the case ever. Okay, I think the last two trainers are down here, but I don't think I have enough time to fight them, so I'm going to save them for next time. So next time, we're going to get out of this area of the Wayward Cave and go right back in because there's still the next portion of it to explore. See you all next time.